Now is Mottur, former Hillary Clinton campaign advisor and Democratic strategist, and Hugo Gurdon, editor-in-chief of the Washington Examiner. I hope I got those both right, and I was trying to make sure I got your names right there as we started. I wanted to start here. Al, let's start with you on this, because we're looking at, Democratic members. We saw Hakeem Jeffries out there today really trying to rally his members, but there really wasn't much he could do. What can Democrats do going forward? A lot of their constituents are looking at them like, can you do anything in this administration with President Trump continuing to have win after win after win?
Well, the short answer, Kelly, is not much, because while the base wants us, our leaders, to do things, we don't have power. And so Jeffrey spoke for 8.5 hours, 9 hours, new record, great. But at the end of the day, the bill still passed.
Right.
But that's not their fault. They're responding to the base's desire to do something. The problem we have is we don't have a real message right now. Thankfully, this bill may have given us one.
What would that message be?
The message would be that Republicans want to enrich the rich at the expense of the poor. The Republicans don't care about people who in need. Republicans want to take away Medicare, Medicaid, and health care for Americans. Every election in the last 25 years in which health care is a primary issue, we have won. And they may have just put that back on the table.
So do you think Republicans are at risk when it comes to the midterms?
There is a risk. What Al says is true. The Democrats will demagogue this and say the things that he has just said. It isn't true that the bill will take Medicaid away from people who should have it. It is going to take Medicaid away from people who shouldn't be on Medicaid in the first place. What viewers and people need to realize is that Medicaid and food stamps have been used ever since the Obama administration to undermine the welfare reforms of 1996. This bill goes a little way towards reforming that. Reforming Medicaid is actually going to make the program stronger for the people, the poor, the elderly, the children who actually need it. And it'll just take people off Medicaid who shouldn't be on it in the first place.
So if you're a single mom and you only work 40 hours a month because you're raising 3 kids, you don't get your Medicaid anymore under this bill.
You have to work. There's a work requirement, and there was a work requirement also in the 1996 welfare reforms, and it worked very, very well.
Well, I think it's cruel.
Well, this was what was voted for in the November election, and the Democrats will demagogue this and say that it's bad for the country. The country voted for it, and now the administration is delivering on the promises it made at that election and for which it was elected.
It's a healthy discussion. It seems like this will be the discussion that Americans will be having when these lawmakers, I was just talking with Republican congressmen, will be having when they go back to their districts. There was a lot of arm twisting from the Trump administration. I was down at the White House. I saw a lot of administration officials going to Capitol Hill. This wasn't an easy sell. How do they go back to their districts and then sell this bill to their constituents?
Well, one of the things that was being said by your last guest was that there is great concern about the level of the debt. It's actually been very difficult over the course of decades to make people concerned and realize that the fiscal condition of the country is a really bad one. This is one of the most foreseeable train wrecks you could imagine. We are going to, in very few years, we're going to start running out of money for Social Security and for Medicare, and these things have to be reformed. It's difficult to do. It's difficult to persuade people that long-term stability, long-term sort of fiscal balance, etc., is better than is worth losing immediate benefits for. But that's the job that the Republicans are going to have to do.
And do you think this will come back to bite them for the midterms? Or
I mean, if that's the argument, yes, because if you go back in history, the debt exploded more under Trump than Obama, exploded more under Bush than Clinton. Democrats actually, despite the rhetoric, do a better job with deficits and debt and the economy, by the way, than when Republicans are in charge writ large. And I think Republicans are going to have a hard time messaging on this bill. I wish Democrats had our own message as opposed to just saying this bill is terrible. I would like us to have our own message on middle-class tax cuts and a lot of other range of issues that are very popular with our base and, frankly, lots of Americans.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.